Good morning, church. Welcome to the official Sutton Bonington Baptist Church YouTube channel. The first and potentially last upload. But this morning we're doing a bit of thinking about worship. The Bible says lots of things about worship. Paul writes in the book of Romans that our whole lives should be worship. So not just our singing on a Sunday morning in church, but everything that we do. So our school, our work, our sport, everything that we do, if we do it for God, can be worship to Him. But there does seem to be a special thing about singing and music in the Bible as well. We see it. King David would often sing and dance to God, whether he was in danger or he was celebrating. He would often sing and dance to God. I'm just heading over to Lucy's now. We're going to chat to her a little bit about what worship means to her in her life as a Christian. Okay, so Lucy, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, is there anything that you've been up to this week anything exciting that you've been up to that you want to share with the church?
Me and a few others this week have gone paddleboarding on the river by the canal. We paddled up called it the swimming tree, up to Zochlock and back.
Have you fallen in at all?
Yes.
How many times?
I have fallen in once, but others were falling in too.
We're doing a little bit of thinking this morning about worship, and I just wondered, outside of singing or music, are there any ways that you feel like you connect with God, or you feel like you can worship God in your day-to-day life or in your week?
Yeah, for sure. I love doing a lot of cycling, running, being outside, walking in the peaks or locally. I think just being in nature and seeing God's creation is just so inspiring that we can just be in awe of what's around us, and it all comes from Him. When
you were growing up, you were involved with things like Soul Survivor and A New Wine, and for those that don't know, that's like a kids camp that you go to growing up. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and your experience of those things? What kind of impact did it have on you as a young person going to those things?
I grew up in a Christian home, a very big church down south, about 600 people, and every year, for as long as I can remember, we have gone to New Wine every year as a family, with about 200 other people in our church. And it's kind of, throughout the years, I've paid more and more attention and has become quite a fundamental part of my faith growing up. Right,
okay, so growing up then, would you say you became a Christian later on then, or was it through those camps? What's kind of a bit of your story?
They were a really good fundamental building block, but I think growing up it was very habit, and we did it on a Sunday, we said grace at dinner. But then when you actually become 16, 17, 18 and you decide, yes, for myself, I want to start my faith for myself rather than just doing it because I was doing it growing up and being around people your age who are also following Christ, that's when I decided to become a Christian.
Yeah. Music and singing is a huge part of what we do as a church and at these camps. In any other context, it might be perceived as quite weird, just getting together and singing songs. But what for you as a Christian, what kind of impact does music and singing have on you personally and in a church environment as well? Yeah, so day to day, I'm not that musical, but I listen to music every day on the commute to work, just around the house, and it's just hearing the words and almost affirming your faith at different points in your week, and then when you come together on a Sunday singing the words together, like one body, one voice, and knowing that other people in church believe what you're saying is really encouraging. Yeah, brilliant. And are there any particular worship bands or songs that you particularly resonate with, that you've found helpful in your faith, or that just songs that you particularly like? Yeah, so there's obviously a lot out there, and I found some really great ones in the last few years, from going to things like Big Church Day Out, but one that is always come back to is Happy Day by Tim Hughes.
it's just such a joyful song and reminds me of lots of people being together at things like New Wine and growing up, and how Jesus died for us, took all our sin away, and we can just really rejoice in that and sing his praises for
it. You have won the day, shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive, and oh, happy day, you've washed my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be